is Georgiana Bostein. I teach the Geographic Information Systems course here at Chapman, and today I want to present to you an online mapping analysis and presentation tool that you may be inspired hopefully to use in your own courses. So what is Geographic Information Systems? It allows the user to pull information, spatial and temporal information, from a variety of different sources on almost any topic that you can think of: environmental data, transportation, social, cultural information, historical, as Justin was telling me earlier. And it encourages your students to think spatially and also in a comparative framework. And I'll give you an example of that in a moment. Arcgis Online is one of the online platforms that allows you to do this and has a huge repository of spatial information at your fingertips. And we have a site license through Chapman to use this. And you can also make a free account that's a little bit more limited use. But wait, there's more. Within ArcGIS Online, there's also a function called Story Maps that allows you to put together a presentation using the maps that you've used, including other documents. It's essentially a web mapping application in a really easy-to-use template format. So I will give you examples of all of these in just a moment. So here you can see ArcGIS Online. I'm already logged in. And let's say in my course on social inequality, for example, I could tell students that the U.S. has no paid family leave. Valid enough, and they might be interested, but it's not that compelling. What's far more compelling is if I can show them a map of the United States as it compares to other countries. So I search here maternity leave, and if I add this layer to the map and then zoom out, we can see, oh, that's very far zoomed out. We can see how the US compares with the points representing paid weeks of maternity leave to other parts of the world. And then students might go, oh, in fact, the US is the only industrialized nation that doesn't have paid family leave. Much more compelling story than just looking at one country. So we might look at some other content, things like toxic release facilities. In a class on environmental justice, we could tell students that low-income and minority populations are more likely to be exposed to pollutants and point sources of pollution, or we could show them on a map that this is the case. So, for example, I searched ArcGIS Online for toxic release facilities and income. And here we can see Los Angeles and very clearly see the distribution within Los Angeles here. Median household income is not available. If I added income here, you could see that in fact the toxic release facilities are in the lowest income areas of Los Angeles. Again, far more compelling than just telling students that there is a disparity. Okay, and finally, I can make a really compelling presentation using story maps. So here is an example of a web mapping application. I first created a map that looks at e-cigarette retailers in Orange County as they relate to positions of schools. So I was interested in whether students that go to schools with e-cigarette retailers nearby are more likely to use e-cigarettes. I created a map, and then using story maps, I put together this presentation or web mapping application that links to other websites that are embedded within the application that you can add photos to, that you can create text on the side, and then link to your maps if you have created any maps within the app. You can zoom into different parts of the map that might be of interest, include PDF documents as linked, and so on. So you can see that this is a really compelling format for students or for instructors to use as presentation formats, and all at our fingertips through ArcGIS Online and available through Chapman for free. Thank you for your attention.